Hi friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. That footage there was the Ultimate Jungle Gym Basher, the ultimate 75mm TinyWhoop build with the IGOW 0802 27,000 kV motors. I don't remember if I had them like fully uncorked at 100%. I might have had them throttle limited down a little bit. I can see that it was making really good power, but I only left them at 100% for like a minute. But it was so much power. Although there was a lot of there's a lot of power in this. So yeah, could have been at 100%, maybe not. But tonight we are going to move this thing over from, it's not technically on those motors right now. I put it as an experiment on the 0602 26,000 kV motors. And it was really good on these. It was really good on these 0603s. The only problem I have with these 0603s is they're a 1mm motor shaft. So I'm actually thinking of selling these. If you want to build an Uncle Jungle Gym Basher, an Ultimate Jungle Gym Basher, that you're not gonna bash, these motors will work really well. So yeah, let me know. Message me if you're interested in these 06, 03, 26,000s. These make amazing power. They really work well in these Gemfan biblades. I've flew them a bunch of streams ago, maybe 2 Whoop Wednesdays ago. I flew them. Doesn't look quite right in here because I forgot to do the thing. So yeah, hit me up if you want these 06, 03, 26,000s. You can put them on a 65mm rig, but 26,000 kV is not quite enough. If you put them on a 65mm rig, you can run a tri-blade. The 0603 stator has plenty of volume and grunt for a tri-blade 1.2-inch prop. Or you can put them on a 75 with the 1.6-inch biblades. They're going to rip either way. I think that they're better like this. I think that these motors are better suited for the 1.6-inch biblades. But to be honest, that's probably because on the 65mm rigs, these motors are a little bit heavier than the 702s, and I really don't like tri-blades. So yeah, for most of you, putting these on tri-blades on a 65mm rig you'd probably love it. And then in the future, if you want to go up to a 75. But all that being said, if you're going to crash this over and over and over and over again really hard like you just saw me doing, then these are not the right motors. The motors that you want to do that are the Snowblowers or the 0802 IGOW Sugano Special Blue-ish Purple motors. Because these have a 1.5mm motor shaft, and 75mm rigs are heavy enough that they hit hard enough to bend the motor shafts to bend 1mm motor shafts. I'm not going to say frequently, but it bends them. On these 1.5mm motor shafts, I've yet to have one bend. So yeah, all of that crashing that you just saw, and like 5 more batteries, and then an entire next day of bouncing this thing off of jungle gyms, and the IGOW Blue 0802 27,000 kV motors were still totally fine. So yeah, these Snowblowers are the same thing, but instead of 27,000 kV, they're 25,000 kV. So yeah, tonight these are gonna go on this guy. Oh, that's gonna make me happy. Here's how much of a jerk I am. So like, you know, this is violet here in color, and then like when I first got these, I was hoping it would match perfectly, but it doesn't quite match perfectly. And when this rig was together, I would just kind of look at it and be like, it's like when colors are close to matching but they don't quite match, it drives me insane. Like, either match or be a different color. So yeah, the Snowblowers are white, and that's gonna look pretty cool. I think eventually I'm gonna move this over to the clear Mobula 7 V4 frame to match the motors a little bit better. But maybe it'll look cool. Maybe they'll look cool on this smoke crotch gray frame. It'll have a little bit of contrast. We'll see later. It's all about looks, friends. It's all about looks. If you're not gonna fly good, you better look good. That's my motto, and I've stuck to it for the entire 7 years that I've been into this hobby. I realized after the live stream, Monday, that I took this base plate off to get this screw in, and then like a complete idiot, I didn't tighten the screw. So I'm gonna be fiddling around down off camera with my Willy. My Willy is my nickname for this AOS 3.5. Welcome, friends, in the chat. Who was first? Julie and Dan was first, then Bob Bruce came along, Dan Richmond, Northern Tier, Gusto FPV, Rock Crawler, Stavel FPV, Fire Mike, Merryman, Freelo, Joe Douglas Otwell, Big Fran, Adam Weston, Stavel again, Brandon Woodford, Andrew DeCavia, Storm Rider, Gusto again, Adam Weston again, Mr. Huggy, Michael D, Andrew, and CMYK FPV. What's up, friends? The other thing we're going to do tonight is solder up. Well, we're going to put the RC in Power 1002 14,000 kV motors onto this tiny lifter here, which currently has the Newbie Drone Flow 1102 10,000 kV motors. I think I'm also going to sell these motors. So these are the Newbie Drone Flow 1102 10,000 kV, great for 2S. I don't know a single propeller that would work with these on 1S. They're a fine motor. They don't have quite enough kV for this particular rig to turtle mode back over. This is the tiny lifter. It gets a 26 gram Insta 360 Go 2 up here, and when it goes upside down, having that camera really low to the ground, it's really difficult for this thing to turtle mode back. And yeah, these 1102 10,000s just don't quite have the grunt to do it, which they don't have the RPM to do it. They have all the grunt in the world. I could probably move over to a quad blade propeller to make that happen, but I don't want that. I want more runtime. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with these tri-blades and give these 1002 14,000s a shot. The other thing that I'm kind of excited about with these 1002s is that they're lighter. 1002s are lighter than 1102s, so this thing is gonna lose some weight. Somebody type in chat what this thing weighs now, and then we'll weigh it again after the motor swap. Right now, dry, it is 37.7 grams. So somebody type that in chat if you don't mind. 37.8 grams once the scale settled. And actually, somebody write that down on a piece of paper, because chat is going to scroll so far past yeah. So somebody write that down or type it into their URL bar or something, because chat going to disappear, I'll bet, by the time we get this thing done. So basically, in order to mount those motors, since this is a Newbie Drone AIO, I have to move the motor plugs over onto to the JST 1.25 Newbie Drone specific, although Emax also uses them, motor plugs, which kind of annoying, admittedly, but not the end of the world. We'll be able to go over some soldering tips when we do it, so that'll be nice. And yeah, you guys will get to watch me curse and scream and pee my pants. So that's what's coming up tonight. Also, this is, of course, a Q&A live stream. Any questions you've got, FPV or life-related, drop them in chat. Make sure you tag me by typing @CiottiFPV, and then I'll be able to see your chat. If you type CiottiFPV, this is what happens. It highlights in orange. You don't have to put the @ in front of it, but you do have to spell it correctly. CiottiFPV. It's the name of the channel, so you should be able to get it. The folks that have tagged me so far have said things like what Bob Bruce said, which is, how's everybody doing this wonderful Wednesday? CiottiFPV and the Gangly Gang. Rockcrawler says, hi, CiottiFPV and Gangly Gang. Fire Mike says, hello all, and Ciotti too. Fire Mike also says, do a lunar fan landing. We can certainly try that tonight. I gotta get some batteries on the charger. That would certainly help, wouldn't it? Hey, no live stream on Friday or Sunday. Sorry. I'm gonna be in Tennessee at Monster Jam working. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be flying. Edwin, Erod rather, and I forget his name all of a sudden, are going to be the pilots. I'm going to be the drone tech. They wanted somebody that really knows what they're doing to be there, keeping the rigs up in the air and swapping batteries and switching out ND filters. So they wanted somebody that understands photography and drones and whatnot, rather than just hiring some random PA, some random like local PA to do it. So that's pretty cool. You know, of course I would rather be the one flying, but hey, work is work, yo. And you know, this gets me in front of a bunch of new folks, so maybe I can make some connections, and maybe at the next one I will be the pilot. We'll see. Either way, I'm excited. It should be super fun. And monster trucks, yo. Get some, drink some Budweiser and smash some cars. Know what I'm saying? What's this thing runs on? This thing runs on. Okay, cool. So we will get a bunch of batteries up here. David subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you, David. Yeah. Multitasking just went out the window all at once. There we go. What else is happening in the chat? Hold on. Adam Weston says, yo, anyone else drowning in smoke from Canada? Is that still going on? Jesus. Brandon Woodford says, hey man, what's going on? Michael D says, happy Whoop Wednesday. Was just thinking today, I wonder when Ciotti will freestyle the treehouse on a live stream. The problem with flying around the treehouse is that if I get anything wrong and crash, the kudzu will just eat me. Kudzu is this really aggressive, in case you don't know, it's this really aggressive, like, viney plant that we have down here in the south. And, like, the running joke is, like, how do you, the running, I forget it now, but it's basically, like, how do you, something like, how do you grow an entire field's worth of kudzu? You run to the middle of a patch of grass, plant one, and just run away as fast as you can. Like, it's so aggressive, and it grows really fast. And it's just everywhere, and our backyard is just completely infested with it. Infested is a weird word. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's just a little, it's just a plant, but it just grows everywhere and really fast. So, yeah, like, flying around the treehouse, if I hit anything, and there's a bunch of branches and shit around there, so there's pretty much every time I've flown back there, I've touched something and gone down and had to go walk out there and pick it up. With a TinyWhoop, it's going to be really hard to find it, so it's like extra motivation to not do it. So yeah, that's why I typically don't fly in the backyard. When we had the tree removal people out, they did remove a big ass branch, which opened up a big dive gap into the basement, into the backyard rather. And I've done that a few times, which you guys have seen. But yeah, once you get into the backyard, it's just best to kind of get out of there, essentially. So yeah, that's kind of why you guys don't see the treehouse all that much. One of these days, I'll get a trimmer attachment for my Milwaukee weed whacker, and I can go up there and clear some of the branches out, just so that the treehouse is a little bit more accessible, and then I will start to fly around it. Because like right now, the biggest problem is that there's a bunch of little sticks and scraggly branches and whatnot around the treehouse. So I can't, like, once I get to the treehouse, I have to like slow the hell down and like go really slow and just keep my eyes open and look for those branches, which, that's not a great way to make footage that's interesting to watch, right? So yeah, there's that. RT says, stop fiddling with your willy. Never. I will never stop fiddling with it. Nor will any of you. Andrew says, looking to do your Mobula 6 freestyle build for my first FPV. Any ready to fly as you'd recommend for my 12-year-old I'd like to fly with, leaning towards Cetus X. So my ultimate build is based around the Mobula 6 ELRS, which is, my ultimate build is really not, like, you don't change much. You change, like, the motors and the battery lead, and really that's kind of it. There are a couple other little subtle changes you can make, but those are the main things. So I would actually recommend that. I would recommend another Mobula 6 ELRS. What's nice about that is you guys now have the same set of parts. So if one of the rigs breaks, or if you have like an extra part for the one rig, you can have it for the other rig. So that's really, really, really nice. One of the things I always recommend if you're looking to get better at FPV is to try to do that. Try to build multiples of the same rig, and then you can basically just have one set of replacement parts on hand, which is another really good idea. Don't wait for them to break and then buy the replacement parts. have the most commonly broken parts on hand: propellers, motors, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to, like, so for you, right, if you go down that road, what I would actually do is get three of them. Get three Mobula 6 ELRSs and don't touch one of them. The one that you don't touch, that's your that's got all the spare parts on it. And if you can, try to look for the Mobula 6 ELRS with 0702 26,000 motors. If you manage to find one of those, and apparently Banggood has them right now, don't quote me on that though. If you can find that, all you really need to do until you're a really top level pilot is swap out the PH 2.0 battery lead for BT 2.0. Those 702 26,000s are really, really, really good. Eventually, you're going to want to go up to like a 28,000 or a 30,000 or even a 32,000. But for a long time, those 0702 26,000s are going to just shred. So yeah, that's going to be my suggestion there. CMYK says, whoop question, F4 Lite 1S VTX burned out on 2 flight controllers. Have you had that issue at all? Would an external VTX work, you think? F4 Lite 1S VTX. What is that? What's an F4 Lite 1S VTX? F4? F4. Tag me again. Because I don't know what that VTX is. Wait, no. Would an external VTX work? So now that makes Crazy B F4 Lite, CMYK says. What's the Crazy B F4 Lite? The easy way to tell if you can put an external VTX on is to take a look and figure out if there are video out and video in pads. That's if there aren't, you can't. If there are, you probably can. The VTX is already blown up. So when an AIO has an internal VTX and then you put an external VTX on it, it'll get really hot because the internal VTX is doing its thing. So you look for, like, sometimes they put a jumper on the board. You can break that jumper, break the connection on that jumper to turn off the VTX. For you, the VTX has already failed. So yeah, if you've got video in and out pads, away you go. Crazy B F4 Lite. That's the brushed? No, that's brushless. Crazy B F4 Lite. Is this not? Oh, okay. That's the FR Sky one. Gotcha. So, yep. You got a video in? Well, maybe. Hold on. You got a video in, but you need a video out. Nope, you're fucked. That sucks. Happy model, really? That's dumb. That's very, very, very dumb. They put a video in so that you can... Well, it's on the plug. It's on the plug. Yeah, there's no video out, man. That sucks. That is now a line of sight AIO. Oh, that's a shame, dude. That's really dumb that they didn't put a video out pad on here. That's super dumb. That's very short-sighted. I mean, there's a chance that one of these pads is video out, but I would think that they would label it. Look for a couple other wiring diagrams of this to see if anybody has a video out pad spec'd out. What's this? Oh, so this is happy. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're Oh, wow, that's rough. I'm gonna drop this link into chat, and good luck, my friend. They want you to solder to the back of a capacitor, and you're removing some component up here. Oh boy, that sucks. But it says it. Look at this. Could connect these capacitor and connect to video output. It looks like you're gonna have to bridge these two. Ooh, that's rough, yo. And then this for smart audio, this is gonna suck to solder to this little guy. So yeah, it looks like it can be done, but oof, that's rough. And there's some comments down here, which is interesting. Oh, you should read this comment. The instructions did not work. Let's see, GP race, test them, formula. Yeah. Well, there you go. Maybe you can do it. Let us know if it works. That's interesting. I'm on a crazy ELRS. Yeah, so here it is on the ELRS. But I think on the ELRS one, they put a video out pad. VTX antenna signal, VTX antenna ground, receiver, IPEX. Let's see. Let's check the bottom of the board. Yep, they've got a video out pad right over here. Yeah, so it looks like they figured it out and added one. And yeah, they've got, here's the little jumper. So if you bridge the jumper and connect the two, it powers on the VTX. If you disconnect, it powers off the VTX. This should be on every single AIO that has a VTX on it. If a company does not put one of these on there, they should be hit with a stick. A big, gnarly stick with nails in it. Believe it or not, this is my full-time job. If you like these live streams and would like for them to continue, head on over to CiottiFPV.com and click every single button, or I will die of starvation. Look how skinny I am. It's ridiculous. Patreon, as it says here, helps me the most. You're going to get access to a whole bunch of technical articles that I've written over on the Patreon page. A YouTube playlist with almost 90 unreleased videos, half-done edits, experimental shit, Patreon-only live streams, sketchy flying, I don't want to be public. You're going to get two Facebook groups, access to two Facebook groups, one for hanging out with other folks that hang out in here, the other one for selling stuff to just us, right? A nice, small, tight-knit group. And you're also going to get access to the full Discord, where you can get into live stream live and patron hangout, toothpick and whoop text channel, micro brushless text channel, TinyWhoop 5-inch long range HD master race, the video collective, CiottiFPV reacts, all FPV retailers, stick and dick ends project, and the swap and shop. It's that many. Over on Etsy. Yeah, and you can join my Patreon for as little as 7.5 cents an hour of content that I make every single month. 7.5 cents per hour. We've been streaming for a half an hour already. That's like 3 I don't know math cents. There's also an Etsy store where you can get some really cool stickers and random M2 hardware to help you out on your next build. There's a Fiverr page where you can work one-on-one with me. And then there's a Teespring store where you can buy some really fun apparel as well. PayPal button here so that if you want to do a super chat but you don't want Google to take 30%, this is your option. And then a whole bunch of affiliate links. Whenever you're ordering something online, someone has an affiliate link to that website. Do all of us that are trying to create content a favor and see if you can find one. I've got affiliate links for Weebleed FPV, Newbie Drone FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, HDZero, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. And then there's a bunch of other fun stuff down the bottom here. That's what I got for you, friends. That's what I got for you. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. Just that. Where was I in chat? Where was I in chat? Is the question. There it is. CMYK says, yo, dude. RT McKinney says, stop. CMYK also says, oh, no, we got that. There's where everybody says 37.7 grams. That's great. Stavel says, can you accomplish life's meaning and land on a fan? Possibly. Maybe we'll try it later. No promises, but hopefully we'll try it later. All right, I forgot to push the charge button on the charger. That would have been annoying. Bob Bruce says, oh, yeah, I'm betting you can't ever land on that fan. I don't think so either, but it's worth a shot. We'll keep trying it. David says, any recommendations on TinyWhoop gates, DIY or store-bought? Oh, do I ever, David? Do I ever have recommendations? When I'm flying around the room, we can talk about them. But my favorites, well, I mean, all right, I'll just here. Let's go over to Joshua's website because I have done a bunch of work on putting some gates up there, which is fpvknowitall.com, and then you're going to go to Ultimate FPV shopping list and go to the TinyWhoop section. Although that, as annoyed as I am at this Rocket Mortgage ad, the actress there is Felicia Day, and she's amazing. So I'm less annoyed because she's just awesome. All right, so you're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a little TinyWhoop gate section. These newbie drone gates here are they're the best value. There's 5 of them. The only problem with the newbie drone gates is they're a little small. Of all of the gates, I have mine up here. Of all of the gates, these are the smallest, but it's a TinyWhoop. So, you know, if you're looking for a challenge, those are the ones. And yeah, you get that 5-pack for I don't know how much money. Weebleed gates, I have in the closet. The Weebleed FPV gates are the biggest and the best quality. Unfortunately for me, they're also the heaviest. So when I hang them from the ceiling with the little adhesive cable hooks, they rip the cable hooks off the ceiling. But what's cool about the Weebleed gates is that they're unbelievably durable. The material that they're made out of is really, really strong, and they're big enough that you can use them with more than just TinyWhoops. You can rip 5-inch rigs through them for all, you know, and 5-inch rigs will probably tear the material. I'll bet you a 3-inch rig wouldn't, though. So yeah, Weebleed gates are the most versatile because you can fly bigger stuff than TinyWhoops through them. Just understand that they're the heaviest gate. They're the heaviest non-LED gate, I should say. So yeah, think about that when you think about how you're going to mount them. If you want to do LED gates, there's the Mobula here. But I kind of don't like them because they're hard plastic. If you want to go LED gate, I would head over to Weebleed, and they've got really cool LED gates. And I have one set up as a cube that most of you have seen before. It is right here. What? Where'd it go? Has it been discontinued? Might have been discontinued. Well, hell. I went to the gates section, right? Oh, I went to the DIY gates section. Okay. I just want the regular gates section, I guess. DIY whoop gates. Where's the is there a section for regular gate? Let's just do this. Let's just type gate. See what that comes up with. All right. Where are you at? There it is. Well, out of stock. This is not the right price. Oh, this is for a single gate, but it's out of stock. $28. I have it in. So yeah, I mean, once it comes back in stock, you can get the single. Oh, here's some too. Whoop House single gate kit, double gate kit. Right there it is. This is what I have. So yeah, this is the one that I got. Weebleed very kindly sent me one of these to show you guys and build and talk about. And yeah, this is really nice. Yes, $100 is a lot, but look up other LED gates. This is 4 LED gates, and most LED gates are $20 to $30 to $40 per. So yeah, for $100 you get 4 of them. They give you enough stuff here to connect them up into a cube like this. If you're not gonna run them in a cube like this, the cables are kind of designed for that. So keep that in mind. You're gonna need to make some cables to run them on different sides of the room, and you might even need to get multiple power supplies here. They'll run off of LiPos. It's just an XT30 connection, so you can do that. But yeah, just keep in mind that this kit is set up to be a cube like this. Or, though, as I figured out, you can also set it up like a cross. You can set it up like an X or a plus sign so that you can do like orbits around it, which is really neat. So yeah, if you want to go down the LED route, those are the ones that I would recommend. And then if you want a cube gate but you don't want LEDs, I really dig TinyWhoop's, which is sold out. But hopefully this will come back in stock, and then you can snag one of these. I have 5 of these. You guys have seen me fly around them a ton. They are amazing. It's a perfect size. The fact that it's a cube is amazing. You can stack them up by time to each other. You can even do this with them to make them into, like, I don't know, a little zigzaggy kind of thing. So yeah, this cube gate is hands down my favorite. I wish it was not sold out. So yeah, there you go. There you go, friends. You can probably find it somewhere else. I'm wondering if it's on here, actually. Weebleed stocks a lot of other people's stuff, which is really cool. Is it on here? Is it in here? Will they? Won't they? Doesn't look like Weebleed sells it. That's okay, though. So yeah, that's what I think about gates. DIY gates, what you want to keep in mind is you're going to be hitting the gate a lot. So try to DIY it with something that's going to be as forgiving as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be breaking stuff on the gates, which is just kind of annoying. Some of the best DIY gates I've ever seen have been made out of cardboard boxes. Like, I forget who it was, but he took like his refrigerator box and cut it into a big cube gate. And then he took like a big TV box and cut that into a big cube gate. Cardboard has a little bit of forgiveness, right? So when you bash into it at full stank, you're not going to wreck your shit. So yeah, get you some big old boxes and cut some holes in them. And that's going to be a really nice gate for you. What do you think of that? Good question, brother. Adam Weston says, what is that work mat with the little pockets along the edge? Get some earplugs for the monster trucks. Yeah, I always bring earplugs to big cubic inch V8 stuff. It is, if you go to Amazon, if you change your Amazon link to my affiliate link, this is where you'll go every time you go to Amazon. And then you can type silicone magnetic work mat. And there's a whole shitload of them. This is the one that I got, I think, over here in gray. Although they do make it in multiple sizes, but this one looks an awful lot like the one that I got. You got blue, you even have red. Weller, the company that makes my soldering iron, they sell one of these in red. I don't think it has the little pockets. I was wrong. It does have the little pockets. And yeah, on the back of this thing, on the back of all these, they've got a magnetic strip. I wish I could show it to you, but up here on like this part on the backing, it's a magnet. So when you put steel screws in there, they don't go anywhere, which is pretty slick. So yeah, there you go. I've used a lot of work mats. I've used fabric ones. I've used the cutting board ones, and this is hands down my favorite. The silicone gives it a little bit of grip, which is really, really nice. Like when you're doing that like awkward soldering job, and you're trying to like balance the part, and it keeps like kind of sliding around on the silicone, it won't slide around. It's really cool. I had a hunch that it might be good, but I didn't think it would be this good. So yeah, I really recommend the silicone. Also, it's relatively heat resistant, so like if you touch the silicone with the tip of the soldering iron, it'll barely leave a mark. The fabric ones and the cutting mat ones, if you touch them with the tip of the soldering iron, they just melt instantly. Like they don't stand a chance. So after you've worked on those for a while, they start to look really ratty. I've been working on this one for a while, and it looks brand new. So yeah, I highly recommend the silicone work mat. And I also highly recommend using my affiliate link when you buy yours, and then buy a whole bunch of other stuff so that I can get my 1 to 6% of the entire order. Somebody buy a car on Amazon and use my affiliate link. Let's see what happens. You won't. You won't. RT says, but will it be as fun? Will it be as fun as filling me really? It might be. Michael Miller says, gotta thank you for all the videos. Built an ultimate freestyle whoop and it changed my life. I mean, Flight. You're certainly welcome, Michael. Yeah, the ultimate freestyle TinyWhoop it's a real thing. Like I don't know how else. You know, like I've been screaming it from the rooftops for a long time now, and I don't know how else to like explain it to people. And then I, you know, eventually they build one, and that's the message they send. Like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I am going to be bringing them with me to Nashville, and I got to get E-Rod on one of them. And I'm sure he'll be blown away as well. Hopefully we can rip around the hotel a little bit. I don't know what kind of a hotel it is. Maybe they have like an inside part like the place that I stayed in Miami Beach. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, should be kind of fun. Get some batteries charged for it and bring it on down there. So I'm leaving on Thursday, tomorrow afternoon. Hit the hotel tomorrow night. Maggie's actually coming with me, which is going to be really, really, really fun. She's got a friend up there that she's going to hang out with while I'm working. And yeah, I'm super, 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 super excited. I love going on trips with her. She's a great travel companion. We have a fucking blast. We have a blast here too, but you know, like when we go on trips, it's extra nice because it's just us, right? Like there's no distractions, there's no dishes, there's no kiddos. So yeah, really looking forward to that. CMYK says, I was just texting E-Rod, helping him with the Rumble in the Jungle event flyer for the next issue of Fly Tribe. Very cool. South Florida pilots are awesome. Is Sean J the other pilot? He is not, no. It's drives me insane that I forget his name because I've been following him forever on Instagram. Ken, I have to look it up. I just have to. It's not Ken. It's it is Rich. Nope. Yep. Yeah, it is. Rich. God damn it. It's Rich. It's Rich from Hyperlow. I can't think of his last name for some strange reason. I'm very frustrated right now. Rich Howarth. That's it. Rich Howarth. So yeah. Oh, his website's cool. Him and E-Rod work together on Getaway Driver. So I'm assuming that, yeah, whoever did this work, man, Rich has a hell of a website. Jesus. Rich's website is Airshot TV. And so yeah, Rich Howarth. I've been following him on Instagram forever. And yeah, he does really high-end stuff. I haven't seen him like I haven't seen him fly freestyle. I've only ever seen him do freestyle stuff. And I've also never met him. So I'm excited to meet him. Yeah. CiottiFPV with a $10 super chat. Thank you, homie. He says, "Here's to the Grinderino Fund." Thank you, brother. How'd you spell that? He spelled it Grinderino. I like that spelling of it better, I think. Where is... Oh, that's not it. It's over here. Gear. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Get on there. There we go. 6 goes to 16. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Can't wait for that Grinderino to come out. That's going to be cool. It's going to be the best freestyle frame
in the world.
What do we got going on in chat here? Let me scroll back up real quick. Find my place. Matthew Karam says, "I have some of those Unbreakable 65 beta FPV frames in my cart right now. Do you think it's worth getting?" Man, I don't know. Actually, yes, it's worth getting. If nothing else, you'll have another frame that you can play around with. I'm pretty impressed by it. I'm tempted to build one tonight and fly it. Here's the thing, though. Like, I build this and I fly it tonight. I'm not going to be able to slam it hard enough or often enough to figure out if it's actually unbreakable. So, yeah, they're going to go away forever. So for sure, snag one. Because if it is a situation where it's like, oh my God, this is better than any other frame, you're going to want to have one. But yeah, super interesting frame. Little things on the corners. Kind of interesting. Yeah, definitely grab one. I'm going to cut one up for the ultimate analog chasing rig. And then I'm going to put 0802 30,000 kV motors on another one. Maybe we'll do that tonight. To get us one step closer to putting this thing in the air and seeing how it is. But yeah, I mean, they're a little bit more expensive than a regular frame, so it's kind of like, well, but at the same time, you're never going to be able to get it again. So get one, and then if it's not the best thing in the world, you only wasted $7, I think it is. But if it's good, then you'll be happy. And you know, it's also an excuse to have something to do testing with and have something that's a little bit different than a Meteor 65 frame to see if you dig it. So do it and see if you dig it, and then dig it and see if you do it, and see which one pops up first. That's what she said. What you know about that, motherfuckers? So, yo. Matthew Karam says, "Is Beta 65 Pro 1S old school frame? Is it going to replace the Meteor frame? It is an old school frame. Those are new old stock on Jesse's site. He found a box of them in a dusty corner of the warehouse or whatever and threw them up there. So once they're gone, they're gone." CMYK says, "Thank you. You're certainly welcome." He also drops the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, dude. RT says, "You keep forgetting to push buttons." Well, Freelogia says, "Why my Mobula 6 ELRS with 32,500 kV attempt to fly to the moon?" Because it's angry. Next question. Weebleed says, "Whoop Gates section." No. Why does it attempt to fly to the moon? You've got a bent propeller or a bent motor shaft that's putting too much vibration into the frame, which is then getting into the gyro and making the PID loop freak out. So you can either pull your PIDs down a little bit, or you can add filtering. I usually with TinyWhoops, adding more filtering doesn't typically work. It might. This is also very dependent upon what flight controller you're running. If you're running like a Happy Model Diamond, just jump off your roof, because that's the same experience as trying to get that fucking thing to work. So yeah, it really does depend. If hopefully, so like, you know, best case scenario, you've got an AIO that has an MPU 6000 gyro on it. Next best case scenario is a BMI 270. Kind of worst case scenario is the ICM 26074902110. But even that ICM gyro will still work. So yeah, check out your PID sliders. You might need to pull them down a little bit. You can try adding a little bit of filtering. The only time that you would really want to add filtering is if you're on like the ICM gyro, because it's very electrically noisy. If you're on a BMI 270 or an MPU 6000 gyro, and the way that you tell what gyro you're on is you plug the rig into Betaflight, go into CLI and type status, STATUS, and then it'll tell you what the gyro is. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things to get you going. Weebleed FPV is in the house. What's up, Zotek? Monster D says, I bet it would be really, really cool to TinyWhoop a monster truck. It would indeed. I'll try to do that. Like, I won't try to do that. I will do that in pit lane. You know, I'm gonna bring all the TinyWhoop stuff. I wasn't gonna bring my flight bag at all, because like, yeah, when I'm not working at this event all day Friday, all day Saturday, I'm just gonna want to hang out with Maggie. I'm not gonna want to be out flying. But if I bring my bag, I can bring the TinyWhoop stuff, and I already kind of decided I'm going to bring the TinyWhoop stuff. So I'm going to... Hang on one second. Hang on, friends. I still love you. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Here I come. I'm coming to get you. I'm going to destroy you. There we go. All right, we good. We are good. So yeah, that's cool. It's funny. I was like kind of looking for an excuse to bring my bag. Shirt of the day is made by Say Andrea, a OG FPV pilot up in New York, who has a whole clothing line based around soft mounted, which is I just find to be absolutely hysterical. Danzel the Terrible says, happy hump day, CiottiFPV at all. Stavel FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, here's to the Grinder Rhino Fund. Mr. Huggy says, so you go gallivanting, CiottiFPV, while the kiddos starve. Hell yeah, we do. Hell yeah, we do. Michael D says, did you see the Insta360 Go 3? I did, and I am appalled that it is now 36 grams. So, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get one, to be really honest, because at 36 grams, this is out. The 1.6 inch prop thing is out. And now you've got to go up to a 2-inch propeller, and with an 85 millimeter motor-to-motor frame, and now you've got even more duct farther forward coming in view of the FPV camera. So technically speaking, yes, you could build a tiny lifter for the Insta360 Go 3. It would really need to be it's gonna snowball absolutely out of control, because if you try to build it, the weight, at least the weight of the rig is gonna snowball, because I would not want to be putting that much stress on the Newbie Drone AIO. I don't think that the Newbie Drone AIO is going to last very long on 2-inch with a powertrain swinging 2-inch props and picking up another 10 grams of camera, right? So you're going to go to a bigger frame, that's going to add 2 or 3 grams. You're going to go to bigger motors, that's going to add 3 or 4 grams. You're going to go to bigger propellers, that's going to add 1 gram. you're going to go to a 10 gram heavier camera, right? Like the whole system is going to go up probably 20 plus grams. You'll probably need bigger batteries to support that, right? And the biggest problem though is that with the camera up here, and the reason why we're putting the camera up here on the tiny lifter is that it's balanced. With the camera dead center, right? When you look at it like this, all 4 motors can help to pick up the camera. The problem with putting the camera dead center like this is the prop guards. The field of view on the camera is like this, and so the bottom of the field of view picks up the duct. Luckily, we kind of tilt forward when we fly, so the image stabilization tends to grab the top of the frame, the top of the frame of footage, not the top of the plastic frame. So we can usually get away with it, but even on this rig, every 20 or 30 seconds on the bottom of your field of view, you will catch the frame popping in. And with a 2-inch propellered rig, that's going to get even worse. I don't think you're going to have much luck running this newbie drone AIO. So now you're going to have to go to an AIO that doesn't have a receiver or a VTX on it. More grams, 2-3 grams extra for a receiver and a VTX, a bunch of extra wiring. Where the hell are you going to put it? How are you going to mount it? It's not that much better quality. So I don't know. I'm going to be looking for used Insta360 Go 2s. There's a shitload of them on eBay. When mine blows up, I'm not going to go to the Go 3. It's just too heavy, and it's not enough better to offset how much heavier it is. If it was 4K, I would maybe consider it, but it's not. It's 2.7, and the Go 2 will do 2.7. I'm sure this one will do it better, but still, it's too heavy, and it's going to require a build that snowballs out of control. The cool thing about the tiny lifter is we are maximizing everything with this build. We are maxing out this frame and how strong it is. We are maxing out this AIO. We are maxing out these motors. The whole system is kind of optimized, and it is as pushed to the limit as possible. And that's why the power to weight ratio is so good. That's why, and to pick up it just won't pick up another 10 grams. It just won't. So yeah, there are my thoughts on that. I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed that it's so much heavier. An extra 4 or 5 grams would be one thing, but 10 extra grams is just brutal. They did it between the Go 1 and the Go 2. It got a lot heavier. It went from 18 to 26. Now it's going from 26 to 36. That's just too much. It's too much. Sorry. I'm sure it'll become a bunch lighter. Here's what's interesting. As cameras get heavier and heavier, when you tear them apart, they save more and more weight. So I'm sure people will tear it apart. I can't really afford to do that. I can't afford to take a $300-400 camera and potentially destroy it. And that's okay, because once you've done that and the damn thing is all taken apart, you're just going to break it because it's got no protection, and it's going to, it's going to be bad. So it doesn't work for me on the disassembly side of things, or on you're going to put it onto a rig that slams into the ground from 20 feet up side of things. So yeah, no real interest in the Go 3, which is a real shame. Hopefully the Go 4 will be lighter instead of heavier, or at least the same weight as the Go 3, but with 4K. So I think Insta360 kind of missed the mark on this one, but it's the evolution of the camera, right? Hopefully the next one is the one to get, the Go 4, or maybe the Go 2 will be the best one forever, and we can just scalp them on eBay all day. Peter Savas says, wait. CMYK says, wait, those Meteor 65 frames are going away? Nope. This is a new old stock OG Beta FPV brushless frame that Jesse from TinyWhoop found a box of in his warehouse and is selling right now. Those will go away because they haven't been sold in years. Not years, but maybe years. Peter Savas says, any tips on prolonging hang time inverted in beta flight? Not really. Beta flight is going to have very little impact on your hang time. Hang time is 99.9% you as a pilot. And it's all about, A, building a rig that has good power, because you need to generate a bunch of upward momentum. But B, it's about moving the camera as quickly as possible to show the hang time. If you hammer the throttle, jump off the throttle, slowly roll the rig over, as you're rolling the rig over, nobody can see what's going on. The dominate, like, all your eye can distinguish when you're rolling the rig over is that the whole world is spinning. You can't tell that you're even in hang time. Like, as far as you know, you're still full throttle as it rotates. You can't tell. So the trick is, you generate as much upward momentum as you can. You jump off the throttle as quickly as you can. You get whatever rotation you want done as quickly as you can, and then you stop and you get the hell off the sticks. You zero the throttle, you come off the pitch and roll stick, and you just let it float. And if you do it right, you'll snap it over the second. You're doing two things at once. You're chopping the throttle and you're either rolling it or you're pitching it to snap it upside down usually. And you want to get that done as quick as possible so that it can go woo and then start coming down. The most common mistake that I see when I'm instructing folks through my Fiverr is that they come off the throttle slowly, and then they start to roll the rig over. And they've now taken the entire amount of time that they're carrying upwards out. And by the time they get the damn thing upside down and stopped so that your eye can actually look at the world without it rotating, it's done. It's already falling back down to the ground, and then you get maybe like a second of hang time before you have to bail. The other thing is you gotta wait. Like, you gotta let it fall. A lot of hang time comes from just waiting. Wait. Let it get really close to the ground. Don't bail. So yeah. Danzilla Terrible says a heavier rig has more momentum. Yeah, but upwards momentum, I don't know. I don't really know. It's like, so the question was about hang time, not like hang distance. So I don't know. I don't know if I guess, yeah, it does make sense. It would be an interesting little test to have a lighter rig and a heavier rig, and they've both got the same power to weight ratio. That's what would be tough to do, right? You can't just do it on like a heavy rig that's got a shitload of power and a light rig with a little amount of power. But if you had the same power to weight ratio between the two rigs, you snap it upside down, the lightweight rig, it's not going to go as far up into the air. But it might have the same timing as to rising up and then starting to fall. I'm not sure. I think of more heavyweight rigs to push more air and fling over long objects better. In terms of hang time, you could make a pretty strong argument for lightweight rigs having more, because they're gonna float more, right? Like they might not. If they don't have as much time going upwards, they're certainly going to have more time coming down. They're going to float a lot better on the way down. So I think maybe, like, if this is the heavyweight rig and this is the lightweight rig, maybe what happens is, like, you come off the throttle and the lightweight rig over here does this. The heavyweight rig accelerates past it, but then it starts falling, and then it passes it on the way down because it's going to really push its fat ass through the propeller size. So that would be a very difficult test to do, but it would be a super interesting test to see which one actually has more hang time. Nate Adams says, I have a Mobula 7 with the Flywoo 1002 motors, and when I land or crash, the flight controller resets, running Quicksilver, and has had a rough IGOW so far. Sounds like the AIO is on its way out, Nate. But check your check the power leads. With enough crashes, all of these AIOs will die, and IGOW inspires lots of crashing, right? So if you're crashing, you're learning. So good job. Welcome to the game. Yeah, check your battery leads though. I'm assuming it does it on all of your batteries. So the battery lead connection is not the issue, right? Like the actual BT 2.0 or PH 2.0 plug is not the problem. But check everything down from the plug. Check the solder joints at the plug. Check the solder joints at the AIO, and then check the wire. Make sure the wire doesn't have a break in it. Because it could be when you land or when you crash, it shakes the battery cable hard enough to lose connection. If it's not the battery cable, it's just the AIO, and that's just, yeah, that's just the way it is. And that is a failure. That is a failure that I feel like we've all had at some point. And I think what it is a component that's about to break off of the board. From all those crashes, the solder joints on all these little components get stressed to hell. And so, yeah, eventually they'll let go. Athix says, Insta Go 3 is 2.K. What was the 2? I'm pretty sure it was 2.7K. Insta 360 Go 2 resolution. Yeah, see? That's technically that's 3K, but we call it 2.7K. I don't really understand. I didn't do a lot to be honest. I saw that the Go 3 weighs 36 grams, and I was just like, okay, never mind. Like I just that's that. Let's see. Yeah, they put this little LED screen on it, which, you know, for vloggers is good, but for us is worthless. Oh my god, it's $400. Oh, Insta360. Oh my god, you're not gonna fucking sell any of these. You can't keep making it more expensive. You can't make every single new camera $100 more without making it significantly better. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I feel like these Go cameras don't sell all that well to begin with. At $400, it's really not going to sell well. Yeah, so that I don't. So look at this. Look at this. The photo resolution, which when you take photos on a video camera, it basically. It's like it's easy for it, right? It's used to taking 30 or 60 or 100 photos a second. So when you just take one single photo, it can use the entire sensor. And if you look here, the photo resolution is identical on these two, 2560, 2560. What that says to me is they used pretty much the same sensor. And so that would explain why it's not an increase in... I'm sure that the Go 3 will look better, but it's software that's making it look better. It would not surprise me if they literally use the exact same sensor. The lens is... Man, the lens might even be the same. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, God. Oh, gross. 35.5 grams. Wow, what a nightmare. Looks like it's pretty much the same size though. 54 versus 52, 25.6 versus 23.6, 23.2 versus 20.7. It's not the same size, and it's just big enough that it's not going to work in any of our mounts, so that blows. It's got a much bigger battery, 310 mAh battery versus 210. That's a good thing. The processor is probably going to be working a lot harder though, so it's going to chew up that bigger battery a little bit quicker. Yeah. Let's see what it says here. So this is pocket-lint.com. This is not true. When you put the Insta360 Go 2 into Pro mode, it gives you 3K. I don't know why they keep saying this. Hold on, let me do this. Insta360 Go 2. Let's just do this. Go 3. Resolution. 2560 by 1440. Okay, so it is a little bit bigger. It is a little bit bigger. So the Go 2 will max out at 2560 by 1440. The Go 3 will go up to 2720 by 1536. You know who doesn't give a shit about that increase in image quality? Anyone. That is such a small increase that is completely worthless. And quite honestly, for something that's bigger and 9 grams heavier, no way in hell. Like, no. That's what I say. That's my reaction to the Insta360 Go 3. No. You put your big head down on the desk. You put your big head down on the desk, Insta360. Maggie walked in on a weird part of the live stream. Come back! Maggie? Oh. She either didn't hear me or didn't want to hear me. Yeah, that's a shame. Here's this is cool though. The 360 guy has it on a little RC car. That's pretty slick.
Hey guys.
No! Hold on. Where's that little RC car? Where is it? Is this it? Ah, look at that. I mean, I'm sure it's good, but for us, it's no good. Oh, God, look at that. Look at how much money it is. Yikes. They sell it in different storage sizes. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's a big fat no from me. It's a massive no from me. If it were 4K, maybe. But at 2.7, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Just doesn't make any sense. Where are we at here? CiottiFPV says, hey, what's up, CiottiFPV? I got my HDZero 75 Pro in the air and tuned. It's spicy, dry weight at 33.1 grams. It's a whole new world for a jungle gym basher. Very cool. Very, very cool. Athix says, Insta360 Go 3 is 2.7K. What was the 2? Freelojo says, I have the gyro ICM 4268. There it is. That's your problem, Freelojo. So yeah, you got to come down on those sliders a little bit, more than likely. Or add a little bit of filtering. I bet you won't be able to fix it with filtering now. Athix says, lightweight with the drag of the props coming down. What? Lightweight with the drag of the prop. I don't know what that means. Ask me that again, but use different words. We believe FFV says, yes, that's correct. For all your IGOW needs, use this code for 5% off anything from our store, IGOW4WB. It's a little something. Very cool. Look at Weebleed. Supporting IGOW with a coupon code. That's awesome. Supporting us with a coupon code. Freelojo says, I turned master from 1.6 to 1.35. Issue solved. It trilled at 1.4. There you go. If you want to put it up to 1.4, Freelojo, you can pull your filter sliders down towards the middle, and it might work. It might not, though. Peter Savas, no, we got that. Avix says, lens cap filter thing is the same. That's good. That's good that you don't have to buy new lens cap ND filters. Nate Adams with a $5 super chat. Thank you, homie. He says, I assume the flight controller, new BT lead already. Any recommendation for an FC, analog VTX, and ELRS built in? Happy Model X12 AIO is the best option. It depends, Nate. It depends on what you're building. The Happy Model X12, the first one that I had failed pretty quickly. This second one that I've got has been hanging in there. But but the problem with it is it won't fit in hardly any frames. It fits in the Mobula 7 V3 and V4, and that's it. So any other frame that you want to do, the X12 is not going to work. What's nice about the X12 is it has the 12 amp ESCs. You don't really need those 12 amp ESCs with any of these small motors, even on a 75 millimeter rig. And I've heard from a lot of people in chat that their X12s have not survived very long, much like my first one. So I don't know about the X12. I am a massive fan of the regular old Mobula 6 ELRS AIO. It doesn't really have a name. It's just like Crazy Bee F4 ELRS. But yeah, it's the regular old square or diamond shaped, not diamond, square shaped ELRS 5 amp F4 AIO. I've been screaming from the rooftops that that's the AIO to get for like 8 months. And I've got ones that have 1,000+ batteries through them and they're still hanging in there. It's absurd. So yeah, that's really the one, unless you're going to do a build that's going to need more than 5 amp ESCs. But man, there aren't many TinyWhoop motors that are going to do that. Like I don't know of any actually. So I can't imagine that you would need that 12 amp, the 12 amp FETs on the X12, especially with how many folks that I've heard of the X12's dying. So yeah, regular old Mobula 6 ELRS AIO is the best one that I've found in many, many, many moons. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Nate. Very cool. How Ducks Fly says, question for you. I'm trying to upgrade Diamond 5-in-1 VTX antenna. I have a SMOL I'd like to direct solder. Do I need to ground it? How Ducks Fly, I'm going to save you from wasting $20. Hopefully, you haven't already cut off the UFL lead from that small antenna. The Happy Model Diamond is terrible. And if it hasn't failed by now, it will be failing soon. Even if it doesn't fail, it has a lack of capacitors and so it's a very electrically noisy AIO, which will prevent you from getting any kind of a decent PID tune or filters or running high-powered motors. So I know this is not the answer that you wanted, but this is the answer that you need. Get rid of that diamond. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. It will fail sooner than later. And then you can go to the regular Mobula 6 square AIO, and now you can just plug that small antenna in via UFL, and you'll have a flight controller that flies better, is easier to tune. You can put big motors on it. You don't have to direct solder the motors. You can put a better antenna on it. It's better in like pretty much every way. The diamonds are awful. Awful flight controllers. It's you know, I'm not gonna say like shame on Happy Model for putting them out, because they were trying something. They took a lot of capacitance off the board and made it absolutely as small as possible, and they saved a half a gram. Half a gram is not nothing in the world of TinyWhoops, but for that half a gram of weight savings, you sacrifice a half decent antenna. You know, like if you put that small antenna on there, you're going to take that half a gram that you've saved over the regular Happy Model AIO, and you're going to like cut that in half. You're going to add like 0.2 or 0.3 of a gram to it. So now it's like, well, what the hell? It doesn't weigh any less, and it's garbage. So yeah, I would not touch that Diamond AIO. Just fly it exactly as it is. Definitely don't put high power motors on it because it won't be flyable. And just beat the living hell out of it and wait until it dies, and then replace it with a good AIO, and you can just plug that small antenna in, and away you go. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you just got an AIO there that is kind of cursed in a way, and it's got a ton of electrical noise. They're also extremely fragile. The reason that I'm saying that if it hasn't broken yet, it'll break soon is because the internet is just filled with people that have blown up Diamond AIOs right out of the box. First battery, second battery, third battery, they're just incredibly fragile. So yeah, definitely don't waste a small antenna by cutting the UFL off of it and trying to get it onto there. I actually don't know the answer to your question, come to think of it. You said, do I need to ground it? I mean, like, yes, antennas do need to be grounded, but on that AIO, there kind of is no grounding. There's just a through hole for the wire antenna. So yeah, here's the other thing. The small antenna is unbelievably fragile, and it will break for sure. So you direct soldering a fragile antenna on is kind of silly. Like, you're going to spend all this time direct soldering it on, and then it's going to break after 10 batteries, and then you're just going to have to take it right back off. So, yeah. Athix says that the Diamond has no RF ground. Wow. That's kind of weird. So, yeah. I don't know if you can run that antenna. I don't know if you can run that small antenna without grounding it. Might not work. But regardless, I would absolutely not recommend that you do anything to that AIO because, yeah, they're just a mess. You might get one that's not fragile, but it's never going to not have too much electrical noise. Like, they took capacitors off of it, and that's that. Like, they pushed the boundaries as far as they possibly could in terms of lightweight. And that's the sacrifice that they made. The sacrifice they made is that they've now got an AIO that's very noisy, and so all of these other problems come with it. But hey, if you just want the absolute lightest weight thing possible, there you go. If you want something that flies half decent, don't do it. But if all that matters to you is, you know, being king dingaling of lightweight TinyWhoops that you're not going to fly, get the Diamond for sure. But if you're ever going to fly it, throw the Diamond in a goddamn river. CiottiFPV says, the hang time question, what I was talking about with lightweight and with the drag of the props. I still don't understand, Athix. I still don't understand what you're getting at. Can you ask me the whole thing in like a different way? My brain is very smooth, my man. You know that. NaniFPV says F4 5-amp 2G4 is its name. There you go. That's the apparently that's the name of the Happy Model AIO that comes with the Mobula 6 ELRS. All right. Peter Savas says, to be fair, my Diamond has a problem, huge washouts. Yeah, for sure. And so the solution to that problem is more powerful motors. But if you put more powerful motors on it, it's got too much electrical noise and it becomes unflyable. So yeah, the Diamond is a board that just, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. But I mean, it does make sense. Like you have to, if they had to make compromises, right? They apparently were like, okay, what do we have to do to make this lighter? Well, here it is. And I'll bet you the engineers were like, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. And, you know, the salespeople were like, no, but we need it to be lighter. Lightweight cells. And there you go. Bradley Powell with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Super generous. He says, good evening. Good evening. Enjoy watching you. Because of you, I just got my first TinyWhoop Mobula 6 HDZero. Very cool. Oh my God, I love it. What batteries fit in it? Seems the ones I have fit really snug and some don't fit at all. Thanks again. Bradley, what you want to do is move that thing over to BT 2.0. You're going to have to solder, which I know that kind of sucks, but in FPV, you're going to have to solder no matter what. So if you don't know how, now is the best time to learn. And this is going to be, I'm not going to say an easy soldering project because it's a TinyWhoop and everything is small, but it's not going to be that bad of a soldering project for you. So you're going to get a BT 2.0 pack of connectors, and then you're going to get these Weebleed FPV BT 2.0 batteries. These are the ones that you want. They have the lead on them. They are small enough and tight enough to fit properly in that Mobula 6 frame. You're probably also going to break that Happy Model frame pretty quickly, replace it with a Beta FPV Meteor 65 frame, and it'll pretty much never break again. And these batteries fit perfectly in there as well. The performance increase that you're going to get from these BT 2.0 connectors is going to blow your tits off. It's really unreal how much more power and runtime you get from just resoldering 2 leads on. Over on TinyWhoop, you can actually get, tinywhoop.com that is, you can actually get pre-made BT 2.0 leads, so that all you have to do is solder them up directly to the AIO. So they have them in black, they have them in blue and white, and they probably have them in some other colors. No, they have them in red and black, but it looks like it's sold out. So yeah, you can get it like this, and then this end here, you just need to remove the PH 2.0 lead that's on your rig and just solder this one on in its place. Lots of soldering tutorials here on YouTube. Or you can get it in blue and white if you'd like. What? V1, V2? What the hell is that about? Might be a different wire length, I guess. Or, alternatively... Hold on, let's see if Weebleed has pre-cooked ones, because you're going to probably end up buying the batteries from Weebleed. TinyWhoop has their own BT 2.0 battery, so you could snag that from them. Okay, so you can do it on Weebleed too. So this... What you could do is buy this little connector pack and then cut your current PH 2.0 connector off of the wires that are already there. And then all you've got to do is solder this connector onto your existing wires. What I can tell you is that I think that's going to be a little bit harder, to be honest. So yeah, I think your best bet is to get this little 6-pack of the pigtails that you need. This is the right one. This is the female side. Yeah, that's what the side of the connector that goes on the quad is going to look like. So yeah, you can get this little set here, or technically you could get this and then just cut the PH 2.0 lead off of it and just use it as a wire. Actually, do that. Get this 6-pack of adapters and then take one of them and cut it right here. Cut the PH2 lead off right here and then use this for your quad. And now take the other 5 of them and use them to adapt on your charger. You probably have a PH 2.0 charger, so you plug the bottom of this into your charger, and then the top is going to charge your batteries. So yeah, for the same amount of money, for $8, get this set of adapters, because you don't have 6 quads to hook all 6 of these guys up to, right? So the other 5 of these are just going to sit in your goddamn workbench forever. At least with these guys, you can use them as adapters. And here's the batteries that you want: 300 mAh 1S LiPo batteries. These batteries are also a lot better than whatever the current batteries that you've got are, because these are folded cell batteries. So the batteries are going to be better and the connection's going to be better. You're not going to believe the difference in performance on on a rig going from PH 2.0 to BT 2.0 and going from what are called rolled cell batteries, you'll notice your batteries are like an oval, to folded cell batteries, which are a square. Thank you again for the super generous super chat, my man. Let's get over to the bench now that I'm caught up on chat. Good lord, it's 7:30 already. Fart. Right. And hey, there we go. All right, cool. So I've got 5 batteries charged. Let's see if we can get something done before the end of the live stream, so that we can put it up in the air and see what's going on. Let's do this guy first because it's just 12 screws and 4 plugs. So as I spoke about earlier, this is the ultimate jungle gym basher that you saw some flight footage of at the beginning of the live stream. At the moment, I have a little bit of an experimental setup on it, which is the TinyWhoop 0603 26,000 kV motors. These only have a 1mm motor shaft. I put these motors on here as an experiment to see if a 603 stator is big enough for these 1.6-inch biblade propellers to get good flight performance, and they certainly are. This thing flies really, really nicely. Matter of fact, let's put these propellers back on and put it up in the air real quick so that you can see how good it really does fly, before we go swapping motors on it, in case you haven't seen me fly this thing around before. I don't love flying in this in the house. You're going to see why pretty quickly. But it is technically still flyable in the house. It's just nowhere near as good as the lighter weight 65mm rigs. This is about as lightweight as it's going to get. I've got this foam battery adapter in here to hold the lightest weight 300 mAh batteries possible. These 603 motors are absolutely the smallest motors you would ever want to run on this setup. So this is for sure the lightest motor. This is the lightest propeller for certain. And then this is the lightest canopy and camera setup, I think. It's an X12 AIO, which is a little bit of a heavier AIO, but it does have the lightest weight little antenna on it. It's just like a little wire jib-jab. So this is about as light as you're going to ever build a durable 75mm rig. And it is coming in at, with the battery all up, 32.5 grams. It's got big power from these motors, as you'll see in a second. The only problem with this is if you fly it hard and crash it a lot, the little 1mm motor shafts are going to bend. So I do not recommend it. But if you can not crash it, this is probably going to be the long-range king of the TinyWhoops, which is a thing. I don't know. It's as big and light as possible. The flight performance on this setup is ridiculous. Like you'll see in a sec here. It's kind of mind-blowing, if I'm honest. What did I do with my ELRS? There it is. Module. Okay. I need these goggles. I need a goggle battery. Here we go. So, module. Oh, no, we're good. I got the Fat Shark battery on here, which is dead, so we are not good. Hang on. Let's get this guy on the charger here. And right. There we go. Battery in. Is this one charged? Yeah, it is. 80%. Good to go. Okay. And I just plugged the VRX back in. Hey, there it is. We haven't flown an analog on this live stream in a minute. Just 1 minute, though. This is the Caddx Ant camera, I believe. No, it's not. This is the Razor. This is the Caddx Razor camera. Nice and lightweight. Image looks pretty good. I don't hate it. Transmitter needs to be turned on. That helps.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Welcome to hell. Let's do it. Oh, wait.
RSSI low.
Why aren't my goggles turning on?
Low battery.
Turn on, goggles! What's happening? What? Switch isn't powering on. What? What's going on here? Hold on. Let me try plugging the goggles directly into the battery. Huh. Did my FPV geek switch fail? That would be sad. Although, good lord, has this thing lived a long life. Oh, there it goes. Sometimes so the switch has a thing built into it. I'm not gonna dive into the way that this switch is built. It's not my product, and I'll probably say something wrong about it. But that was a thing that Ron and I. Wait a second. What is happening when I? Oh. Well, that would explain it. This is the lead to the battery. Okay. That battery is now dead. Meanwhile, the quad is sitting on the ground, melting down. Let's get another battery on these goggles. Actually, let's just arm it to get a little bit of airflow. Jesus. Okay. Well, I kind of hated that battery anyway, so I'm not the slightest bit upset that the lead just fell off of it. All right. That's better. Goggles are on. Battery is in. So, this thing in the house is a handful. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just too much. It's too heavy. It's too much power. Oh god. But outside, it's really good. This thing is really nice when you fly it outside. Just careful with these motors. See what I mean? Like, it's got mega power. Oopsie. Whoopsie! Alright, so... Oh! No. No. Don't be stuck. Oh, no! No! Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. No! No! No. I'm kind of hoping that somebody will help me, but I think I'm on my own. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, here we go. Whew. Tune is great. I mean, it flies really good. It's just too heavy.
6, 5, 4, 3,
Yeah, I can't keep up with it. I can't quite keep up with it. Oh god, it almost hit me. What about the one up here? It's going way fast. Now, let's get it out of here. Oh god, easy, don't die. How did it bounce into the big? Wow, how did it bounce all the way over there? Ooh! What? Where was it? What? What? Weird. So with all of the weight and power, it just kind of like charges forward. Like it's just basically like too fast for really technical freestyle flying in the house. See, like when you turn it, it doesn't want to turn. The really lightweight 65 millimeter rigs, when you go around a corner, you don't have to be as aggressive. Like with this thing, when I go, oh, battery's done. When I go around a corner, I have to really put a bunch of roll in. Like you're going forward, you turn, you got to really do this to kill that momentum that you had when you were going this way. Whereas the 65 rigs, you can let them sit flat and turn it, and it doesn't have that extra weight to keep sliding. So yeah, I don't like the 75 millimeter rigs inside, but that's how this thing flies. This is sketchy, man. This battery now doesn't have a lead on it, and God knows if it's about to explode. So hold on, I gotta get it plugged into the Lipo Killer by ViFly. ViFly sells this handy little thing here with a red PCB so that you know that it's the Lipo Killer, because red is kill. And you plug this thing in, and it drags the battery down to 0 volts, and that's that. Oh, excuse me, that was horrifying. Yeah, this is now safe. Well, it's not safe yet. It'll be safe once it's discharged down to 0. I'm going to go put this on the stone in front of the fireplace. And that's the end of that battery. That battery has been like the bane of my existence for a while. It's like fat and like dumb, but I paid for it. So Freelojo's 65 rig is 27 grams all up. It's pretty light. I think that's about right. Is this the battery I just flew? Sure is. Okay, let's do some more. Let's do some more frying with an R. I'm sorry, not frying. Building. We're building. Man! Look at that. Thanks a lot, RDQ. It's an RDQ battery. They don't make their own batteries, though. I'm actually going to save this. Maybe I'll need a barrel plug someday. I'm going to put this in... I don't know where I'm going to put it. Drop it in this drawer, and then it'll just get buried. Big Bucus says, what watts? You got the VTX on. Image breaks up more than RunCam 3, methinks. 25. I have these all set to 25. The reason why the video performance is not as good is because this just uses a janky-ass little piece of wire, the lightest antenna that I can find. All of my other rigs are on true RC singularities. So that's the difference that you're seeing with this thing. I run all of these rigs on 25 milliwatts because inside the house, you really don't need more than that. More power than that inside the house just increases the multipathing. Although, technically speaking, like when I go upstairs, it would be nice to have more power to punch through the wood floor. But, I don't know. At this point, I really fly down here more often than not. And 25 million watts is perfect down here. That's not what milliwatts stands for, but I think it's funny. 1.21 gigawatts! Okay. There's a hair wrapped around this motor. So yeah, if anybody wants to buy these 603 26,000s, you will get that flight performance that you just saw. It's amazing. I'm really happy with how these fly, but keep in mind that if you start banging this thing full throttle into metal pipes on a jungle gym, you will absolutely bend or break these 1mm motor shafts. They will not survive jungle gym bashing at full throttle. If you're gonna be like a normal human being and like not absolutely tear up the jungle gym, you'll be fine. But if you're looking to do like massive Matty flips and power loops and shit like you see me doing, the 1mm motor shafts are not going to last very long for you. If you're going to not crash them, then these motors will be amazing. But, you know, that ain't me. You guys certainly know that. That ain't me. Like you could say, oh no, we got that. Athix says, DM sent about the motors. Sounds good, brother. I would love for you to end up with them. Because you'll give me feedback and let me know what you think about them. Here are the Snowblowers! Look at these white bastards. Alright, there they be. Available at TinyWhoop.com. Let's take these motor leads and twist them up. That both shortens them and just keeps your wires from getting all gangly and ugly. Look at that, man. Who wrote down what the all-up weight was before? Who was that? Let's make that just worthless by just weighing both motors. 0603, 26,000 kV motors, 1.9 grams per. 0802, 25,000 snowblowers, 1.9 grams per. 1.8, 1.9. 2.0, there it goes, there it goes. All right, so it's bouncing back and forth between 1.9 and 2.0. So let's say 1.95. That's not much. I thought it was at least 0.2 or 0.3 of a gram heavier. But apparently I was wrong. Happy to be wrong this time. I'm always kind of happy to be wrong. Secretly. Outwardly. I'm like, wait, what? I'll fight you. Just for a minute, though. I'm always, in the end, okay with being wrong. But initially, we're going to have a fist fight. A verbal fist fight. I don't know what I'm saying. Wow, these are a lot. I'm really impressed by how light these are. Especially with the 1.5mm shaft. I thought it was going to be like a really big difference. But I mean, at a 1.5 gram. Well, you know what? Once we get the all up weights, then we'll really get to see what the weight difference is, right? Because the scale is not super accurate when you're putting like light weights on it. But when you put more weight on it, and 4 of them, we'll have a better idea of exactly what each one of these weighs. So that'll be kind of cool. But hopefully one of you guys wrote down the that weight, because I don't remember what it was. All right, one of these screws is not wanting to go in here. I've had this happen with Happy Model Motors before. They where like the screw holes are not threaded all the way. It's kind of weird. But the material is so thin and so kind of cheap that you can just sort of pound the screw in and it threads it. So, yeah. Let's, yeah, so I can see this screw hole is not threaded. So let's take a screw out of here. And actually, no. Let's do this with a silver screw, because I usually throw the silver screws away and keep the black ones. Alright, so let's get this in here. And yeah, see, it's wanting to cross thread. That's what's going on. Throw this guy in here, and yeah, well, that's kind of tough. That's going to be tough. I see this one's completely fine. But this other one here, certainly not. Let me take a closer look at it. Let me see if it's actually not threaded or if I'm cross-threading it. Yeah, no, it's not threaded. I can see that it's not threaded. All right, well, we're going to thread it. We're just going to hammer one of these screws through it. So, yeah, if this ever happens to you, I mean, you can certainly contact Jesse at TinyWhoop, and he'll almost certainly send you a replacement motor. Or you can do what I'm about to do. And, I mean, TinyWhoop motors don't really have the hardest life. So this is probably fine. I have a rig that I've put 20 or 30 batteries through where I did this on it, and it's completely fine. So I think you should just do this and
Inactivity alarm.
leave Jesse alone. But you do you. I totally understand you wanting to have something that's brand new work perfectly and have threaded holes in it. So, all right, cool. I'm just going to lightly tighten these other two down, which is going to center this motor up. And then I'm going to actually take this black screw out, and I'm going to try to thread it with this silver screw that I hate. And so we're just going to put this through and just push really hard on it as we screw it in. And it was like the bottom of the, and there we go. It's just as easy as that. That actually just punched it right through. Maybe it was cross-threading, but it really did look like it was not, that hole was not threaded. Or maybe I threaded the majority of the hole already, and it's kind of good to go now. Regardless, it's all set. So let's put this guy on here, and let me just take another quick look at it. Yeah, all right, we're good. Cool. All right, on to the next. Well, no, actually, I'll throw the plug in real quick. Plug it in. Plug it in. The Fresh Maker. I think that's a combination of two different commercials. I think that's like a gum commercial and a Glade plug-in commercial. Mentos, the Fresh Maker. It definitely is. And Mentos is not gum, it's candy. All right. One motor is in. We're going to blow some snow here in a minute, friends. No, I'm not talking about cocaine. Oh, DM sent about the Snowblowers. I gotcha. Okay, next up is motor number 2. The second one, but also motor number 2, the right front motor. At this point, I'm trying to put the motor on the bottom. That's an interesting turn of events. Not gonna recommend that. Oh, balls. I put it in the mount weird. Well, we can run it this way. Maybe that's a good thing. I usually mount them the other way, but we could try mounting them this way. No, I'm going to mount it the other way because, all right, so there's 2 ways that you can mount motors in this Mobula 7 frame. You can run the wires in this direction, and then the wire lead will come here, like this. Or you can do it like this red wire, where you point the wire lead back this way, and then it comes up and like this. This way is better, because the wire lead follows this support and blocks less of the airflow, right? Like it runs, the wire runs down like that, and then it branches over. So you're not adding much extra blockage of airflow. This guy, you're adding a bunch. This whole piece of wire is in the airflow. You can really see it there. I know that doesn't look like that big of a deal, but it really does matter. So I'm going to unmount this motor and rotate it. It's a clocking issue that we're running into here. Which way do you want to clock your motor? Ah, clock you right in the kiss. Oh, okay. Okay, thanks. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, so we're going to take it from there, and we're going to pass it through up here, and we're going to put it back down. And now we will have a little bit less airflow obstruction. Come on now, get in there. Yeah, fuck yeah. There it is. Yeah. The reason why at first I was like, ooh, maybe I'll like it better this way, is that one of the issues with these wires is sometimes they'll hang down a little bit low and they'll get snagged on stuff. And having it set up like it was, there would be less of a chance of that happening. But yeah, the airflow blockage issue is much bigger than the much bigger deal than the wires snagging 1 in a million times less often. Okay. And there we go. All right, now this one we're going to do right immediately. It's fine to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. Here we are. Okay, so this guy, the motor leads are going to point backwards, basically. This is the front of the rig pointing at you guys. Okay. Hey, you guys. Oh man, I'm having the problem again. Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, that's tough. So these motors are powder coated. This is a white powder coating, and powder coating has a thickness to it, and the powder coating has gotten inside of the threaded screw holes here. All of the rest of their motors are anodized. And anodization is a chemical/electrical process that doesn't really significantly increase at all, really, I believe, the thickness of the material. So yeah, that's what's going on here. These are, basically I have to push the screw through hard enough to clear out the powder coating. That's interesting. Like, it's not wanting to catch the threads. But if you push really hard on it, it seems to be okay. But yeah, I think that's what's going on here. You can't anodize white. So in order to get the white color, you have to do powder coating. Oh yeah, these are not wanting to go in there. So I'll try this little trick of tightening and then backing out, and then you tighten it a little bit more and back it out a little bit more. It kind of fatigues the metal, but I mean, we don't have much of a choice. CMYK says, can you run a tiny tap through those holes? Technically, yes, that would be the right way to do it, but I certainly do not have a tap for, like, I think this is maybe M1.2. We're basically doing that with these screws. That's the whole tighten it and then back it out and then tighten it and back it out. That's how you're supposed to tap holes. Oh man, this is a problem, yo. These are not wanting to go in. And when they go in, like it's hard to tell if they're actually tightening or if they're just hitting more of the powder coating and wanting to stop. That looks like maybe it's tight. This one is really putting up a fight though. Or it might be stripped. I don't know what's going on with this one here. Oh boy. Milk was a bad choice. Shit, I don't know. Let me try the. Well, let's try this. Let's try loosening these. I want to make sure I'm not going in at an angle here. Let's try loosening these, and then we'll try to get this third one to work here. I'm just gonna push really hard. We believe says, can you sand the area? No, because it's inside the hole. It's inside the little mounting holes that the problem is. I would need a wire brush that's like 1 millimeter, that had wire bristles that were 1 millimeter long. Yeah, I think this hole is stripped. Hold on. Let's get a different screw and see what happens. Oh man, I was really looking forward to getting this thing up in the air here, and I thought this was going to be the easier setup, but yeah, this ain't happening at the moment. Hold on, let me get this one to thread here. I'm trying to get these other two to thread just to hold the motor from rotating. Yeah, no, this hole stripped out. Man. Yeah, no, this hole stripped out, and I mean, I didn't even really start jamming on it. Oh man, this sucks. Okay, well, I mean, it is after 8 o'clock already. What? This is the screw hole to the right of the motor. Oh no, it's not stripped out. It's just blocked. It's blocked with all the gunk from the I don't know, actually. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Hold on, let me start picking at it. Oh man, this sucks. I thought this was going to be like done in a minute kind of thing. Oh, I don't know what the hell this is. There's like something blocking the hole. I think this is another issue entirely. Maybe some of the powder coating got like gunked up in here or something like that. Oh wait, no, here we go. I think I'm breaking through it. There's absolutely no way for me to show you this. This is way too small that I'm doing. Jesus. No, this was like this. This did not happen from me screwing it in, I don't think. Damn. Hopefully those IGOW 802 27,000s come back in, because it looks like those are the ones to get, because they're not powder coated, they're anodized. Although I'll keep digging to see if we can make this work. I certainly do not recommend these motors, though. This is insane. And to be honest, I don't think this is going to work. Like, I'm able to clear a little bit of it out, but I need to be able to clear all of it out. Like, and so like I would kind of need to run a drill down here, but if you punch that drill through even a little bit too far, it's going to slam right into the windings, and that's game over. So yeah, this is kind of fucked. Oh, there is all kinds of shit in here. This is ridiculous. What the hell? All right, so before I put screws in, I'm going to look at the other two motors to see what on earth is going on here. Maybe this is a second run problem because I didn't hear about anybody having issues on the first run. Sorry you guys are just looking at nothing. I'm having to do this up by my face with the 5x magnifying loop in because I can't see otherwise. Damn, dude. This is brutal. Yeah, I mean that's about as much as I'm going to be able to get out of it before I start running into a like potentially slamming into the windings, which will just completely ruin the motor. So let's see. I don't have super high hopes here, if I'm honest, but let's take a look. See if we can figure this out. All right, just tighten these a little bit, just a little bit here, just to kind of hold it. And now we're gonna fire this silver screw through here and see if we can push the rest of that shit out. Oh, although actually, oh, there we go. Okay, that's, well, let's see. What is it tightening against? Is it tightening? No, it's not tightening against the plastic. Man, it's getting close though. I'm just gonna run it like this. I think it's threaded in enough. I'll get the other two cranked down, and maybe that'll be enough. Although I did just manage to get a little bit more. Let me keep working it back and forth. Yeah, you can feel it. That was what I was just using Stavel as a dental pick. Yeah, I can feel it. Push up. Nope. What I was feeling was it stripping. Yeah, it's now stripped all the way. See, that's the problem with working a screw back and forth like that. Is that it's a great way to strip it out. Fuck. Yeah, that's all the way stripped now. It did get through there, but then it started to gank up. And when I was working it back and forth, I could feel myself pushing the rest of the stuff out, but then it just went full strip-a-lot-of-puss. Damn, that's a shame. I'm going to message Jesse as soon as this stream is over and say, hey, man, you got to check these snowblower motors over. Let's actually let's take a look at the screw holes on these two. So, all right, so this one's not gunked up, but yeah, you can see that the screw holes have the powder coating in them. And it's like really rough. And I think that's why it got gunked up. I think it got gunked up because as the screw was going through there, it's taking that powder coating off with it, and then it's like pushing it into the hole. Oh, that's a shame. Damn, dude, I really wanted to get this rig back up in the air. I mean, I can't, like, this is one of the problems with 3 screw motors, is that if one screw is stripped out, you can't really run it because the motor is just going to flop around in there. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the anticlimactic end to this stream. Damn. And we ran out of time for the tiny lifter. Wow, what a fail on my part. I guess I charged these batteries up. we'll fly one more battery on a 65mm rig, and then, yeah. June Logo says, is 1806 good motor for 3-inch? Nope, that's way too much motor. The maximum amount of motor that you want to put on a 3-inch is going to be like a 1505 or a 1504. Let's fly this little fella with some crazy motors on it. All right, people. Whoa, what happened here? Jeez. All right, people. Last battery of the live stream. Sorry that we didn't get anything done. You guys had really good questions, though, as always, and we worked through those. And that's the most valuable thing that I can bring to these live streams is the Q&A stuff. So that's why I do that first. It's because I want to get all that stuff knocked out, and then if we have some extra time and things kind of slow down, then we can dive in and get some work done. I am going to change the name of the stream though and take Tiny Lifter out of it. Okay. And if I was an asshole, I would also change the name of this. That's if I was mean, let's say, I would change the name of the stream to 080 TinyWhoop 0802 Snowblower motors have problems or something like that, you know, and get that. Hey, CiottiFPV with a $10 super chat. He says, I'm going to go fly myself, have a beer on me at Monster Jam. Thank you, dude. Granny G says, time to break out the air tools. I might as well have. I stripped it out by hand anyway. CMYK says, looks like Amazon has the taps for cheap. I don't know if you'd be able to get a tap in there without it punching into the windings. Like that would, yeah, no, they need it. In terms of those holes, they need to get it right from the factory. Last battery, friends. Prototype 702 motors. Okay. All right. That's it for our live stream. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Pulled 1.1 G. Look at that. When I turn corners with this, notice how I don't have to... I don't need to tilt it as much. I don't, like... So with heavier rigs, you have to corner like this. You have to go into a corner, and you'll have to like see, and see on this rig, it's so light that when you do that, it corners too much. You have to go like that on most rigs. Oh boy. But on these lightweight rigs, you can leave your horizon. See it? See how it just digs in? It's just so lightweight. And like, I'm trying to really bring it out, which is why it's all going to hell, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Something wrong with this battery. I'm gonna fly another battery. This one's, I think this battery might be dead. This is one of the red marker batteries, which means it's a little older. And I think it's on its way out. Let's do a proper blue markered battery, which is one of the newer ones. Here we go! Last battery of the live stream. Love you guys. I'll see you again on Monday. And it's a giveaway stream, so I'll be coming back in style, yo. Follow me on Instagram, linked over on CiottiFPV.com. I'll post all the shenanigans. So this feels much better. Whoa. How dare you, chair? Oh, I almost got it. What was that? Where am I? Let me go. Let me go. Don't you dare. Rough rough night of flying, friends. Some days you got it, some days you don't. I think this is one of the days that I don't, but you know, hopefully that makes you feel better when you have one of them days. Oh my God, what the hell is happening? Oh, fuck you too. Look at that. Look at how laid out that is. Here we go. We're getting into it. We're getting back. Oh, that would have been sick. Let's try it again. I'm trying to lay it out a little bit too much. I need a little bit more roll rate to make it around. Do it from this side too. There it is. Ooh, that's hot. Gotta do that real gentle. Oh, saw them Coke cans. I got freaked out. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Easy, easy. Get out of there. This is like the hardest fucking little gap to fly through down here. Getting it a little bouncy, but we're getting it. So, oh! I thought I was going to get away with it. What is going on? I need to start flying like I do this for a living. Okay, great. I crash for a living. That's what I do. I think I've been flying non-TinyWhoops for a while now. Not a while, but... And I've just lost the timing that is TinyWhoops. Oh, fuck you too. Oh my God, what was that? Try something gigantic. Here we go. Oh! Oh! Fuck you! Leave me alone! Stop it! Now I'm gonna wire. Try it again. Oh! So close! Oh! We did it! With a celebration! And a crash. An unrecoverable crash, too. Awesome! Well, that about does it for me. My name's Aaron Ciotti. I crash more than anyone on Earth. But you know what? I have fun doing it. And you guys should too. Yeah. Have an amazing Friday night. An amazing Sunday. And we'll hang out again on Monday. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com to support me. I am 100% crowd supported from you beautiful people. This way, when I talk about something, it's all real. It's all true. Not true, but it's not influenced by a manufacturer expecting good reviews, or else they won't send me more product. So, yeah. Support your boy for the best quality reviews. Nailed it. This battery needs to be charged. That's fine. See you guys later. Be good. See you on Monday. Have an excellent weekend, my friend. Here comes some more flying from the Ultimate Jungle Gym Basher with 802 27,000 kV motors. Ready? 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 Come on, computer. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. I need to find music first. Apparently, it can't do this. There it goes. No, there it goes. There it goes. This is a continuation of the footage from the beginning of the stream. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good song. Love you guys. Be good. See you Monday. Later.